Hi guys, welcome back to another video with myself, crypto banker SHX. Before we dive into today's video, just a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor and nothing I say or do should be taken as financial advice. Now, to begin with, I posted this on the 3rd of February and I found it quite interesting that the Fintech retreat, which is in San Francisco, Ripple are hosting a meetup at their headquarters about their blockchain and payments outlook for 2024. Some people might have seen this. They are announcing new products regarding their money transmitter licenses that cover the majority of the US. And we all know that 90% of Ripple's business has been outside of the US for the last 3 years. The reason for that is obviously the ongoing case with the SEC. So it's very exciting that they're announcing new products regarding those money transmitter licenses that cover the majority of the US, because if you think about Elon Musk, he's now also acquiring and has acquired those money transmitter licenses, which also cover most of the US for X as well, and the launch of X payments. Whether that's connected is yet to be seen, but what is interesting is that obviously Ripple is strategically invested in Stronghold Pay, and the ties to Ripple go very deep. So, for example, Sean Bennett, the CTO and co-founder of Stronghold, sits on the panel of the XRP Ledger grants. He was also the first developer to build on the XRP Ledger. Tammy Camp has worked for Stellar, before founding Stronghold, and was the head of growth there. She actually managed to bring 4 million users onto the network within the first 2 months of Stellar launching their blockchain. Jed McCaleb co-founded Ripple and the XRP ledger for the code for XRP. He was actually allowed to take that XRP code away with him to Stellar and then edit it, really designing Stellar for retail payments, whereas XRP is very much focused on institutional money and the movement of that through cross-border payments. Stellar is also focused and tailored to retail payments. So he is very much invested and strategic partners with Stronghold, Jed McCaleb, and the SHX token, as we all know, is built on the Stellar blockchain. So the ties run deep with Ripple, and the Fintech retreat, which has just completed in San Francisco, where Stronghold have their head office, where Ripple have their head office. It is pretty much the most impressive list that I've seen of regulators, founders, venture capital firms, law enforcement, academics, legal and finance professionals, who have all come together. Now, what is even more interesting, and we'll see the detail here, please do go on my X, and this is a post available on my profile, so please do feel free to go on there and read through it in more detail if required. But as we'll see, Ripple are strategic investors. Stronghold posted this on the 2nd of February with a picture of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, saying, as we approach the month of February, it's an opportune time to reflect on our goals and aspirations. Let's embrace this new month with a renewed focus on our objectives. What are your goals for February? Share with us. And then we see the location of the Fintech retreat, and there it is. So I found that quite intriguing. But then on the day that, one of the days that the Fintech retreat was happening, we had Janet dropping these crypto bombs. So let's just play this now.
Council is focused on digital assets and related risks, such as from runs on crypto asset platforms and stablecoins, potential vulnerabilities from crypto asset price volatility, and the proliferation of platforms acting outside of or out of compliance with applicable laws and regulations. Applicable rules and regulations should be enforced, and Congress should pass legislation to provide for the regulation of stablecoins and of the spot market for crypto assets that are not securities. We look forward to continuing to engage with Congress on this. With this overview, I look forward to taking your questions on these. And Council.
Now that's very important because she's saying that on the same day that the US White House, the NCUA, the FHFA, the County of Santa Clara DA Office, the FBI, the CADFPI, the U.S. Department of Commerce, the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, the District of Columbia DISB, and Japanese Ministry of Finance, are all attending that FinTech retreat. And if we look at these speakers, we have the likes of the FBI speaking there. We have the senior economic advisor, an economist from the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia. We also have the special assistant to the president for economic policy of the White House, and the acting deputy director, Division of Conservatorship, Oversight and Readiness. So some very powerful people and some very influential people all in the room, all attending with Ripple and Stronghold. And when we look and see exactly what this FinTech retreat is about, it's a series of prominent international forums fostering critical collaboration between the public and private sector in traditional finance. The gatherings drive participation from government agencies, financial institutions, founders, legal and consulting firms, venture firms, and academics. And then when we look and see the full attendees, which here are the attending organizations, more to be announced. It says roles range from managing directors and VPs to CXOs. We see all of those government agencies there. But then we see the likes of Visa. We also have the confirmation of Ripple attending. And then the other ones that really jumped out at me were the Association for Women in Cryptocurrency and the Crypto Council for Innovation. And so when we're looking at the women in crypto, for example, here are their sponsors. And one of the pillar sponsors, the only pillar sponsor, is Ripple. And we know that Ripple is strategically invested in Stronghold. We also have supporters in the form of Hummingbird. Now, Hummingbird are trusted, they trust Stronghold as a business. We also have the awards in which Stronghold have secured, so the Visa Everywhere initiative, and Tammy winning the Global Association of Women in Payments. And so here's the confirmation in 2022. Stronghold is the audience favorite in North America Visa Everywhere competition. That was out of 1,400 applications. So then the most intriguing is the Crypto Council for Innovation, because this is probably the most influential group when it comes to crypto innovation and advocating for inclusive regulation and regulations as a whole. So they do they seek 5 main goals: advocating for inclusive regulation, leading with a global worldview, developing actionable and evidence-based insights, working in trusted partnership with governments and business stakeholders, and unlocking the promise of Web3. Now, you may think, well, that's obviously important to the likes of Ripple. It's important to the likes of Stronghold as well. But as we look at the leadership, we see that the chief executive officer of the Crypto for Innovation Alliance is Sheila Warren. So Sheila Warren is the CEO of the Crypto Council for Innovation, the premier global alliance for advancing the promise of this new technology through research, education, and advocacy. In 2023, Sheila was voted one of the most influential women in DC. So prior to the Crypto Council and joining that, she founded the World Economic Forum's blockchain and digital assets team and was a member of the executive leadership team for the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. She oversaw tech policy strategy across 14 countries and regularly briefed ministers, CEOs, and the Fortune 100 and heads of state. She spent significant time as a lawyer and as an executive in the nonprofit sector, helping companies work with emergency technology to solve problems and increase efficiency. She was on the leadership team at TechSoup and built NGO Source, an online service that helps US foundations reduce costs on cross-border grants. Sheila began her career as a Wall Street attorney at Cravath and also attended Harvard Law School. Now, why is that important among all of those points? Is because Sheila Warren is very much involved and connected to Stronghold. In fact, she featured on a podcast with Tammy Camp speaking about governance and equal opportunity in crypto. And so, as we see, based in San Francisco, Warren was the head of data, blockchain, and digital assets at the World Economic Forum. She began her career as a Wall Street attorney before turning to philanthropy and civic technology. Warren currently hosts CoinDesktop Show, which is Money Reimagined, and serves as a member on several crypto and financial industry boards. So in this interview with Tammy Camp, she sheds light on her efforts to build a more inclusive cryptocurrency. Now, we all know that Stronghold is all about bringing and providing financial services for all. So very much aligning with what Sheila Warren does, has done, and wants to see in this industry, as well as advocating for economic empowerment of historically excluded communities. Again, just echoing the mission statement of Stronghold as a business, and stresses the need for a measured regulatory approach that doesn't stifle innovation. Warren's vision foresees a crypto industry that transcends economic disparity and gender gap, promoting financial inclusion and accessibility to all. Now, do you think that Sheila Warren would put her face to Stronghold and feature on their podcast if Stronghold weren't highly compliant and highly regarded? This woman is probably one of the most important people in crypto and crypto regulation on a global scale. And she is sat with the co-founder of Stronghold, Tammy Camp, speaking about her journey and what she wants to see within the industry and what she advocates for when it comes to regulation and these technologies, which I don't think there's many other crypto projects that have that insight. And do you think that maybe, just maybe, that Tammy Camp actually did tap into her knowledge and her connections? I think there's probably a more extensive relationship there than just Sheila Warren coming in and doing a podcast for them and speaking to Tammy. Now, as we look forward, and what are the developments really for Stronghold and StrongholdNET? All eyes are on the Soroban release, which brings smart contracts to Stellar. And so it really changes a lot for Stronghold. That's Sean Bennett's words, the co-founder. I shared this post and the video that they just released. I won't play it to you, but please go on my page or go on YouTube and it is there. But it looks like from that video that the next SHX governance vote will be on how vote proposals are submitted. So I've always stated that the idea was always to give the power back to any changes of SHX and StrongholdNET to the strongholders, so to the SHX holders, so to the community, being able to submit SHX governance vote proposals, so whereby the community can put a list of proposals and submit them. From that, then the community votes on whether or not those proposals go to a full official Stronghold SHX governance vote. So the more SHX you hold, the more voting power you have. And that means that really the community and the people that hold Stronghold SHX, the strongholders, will decide the future of the entire network of StrongholdNet and SHX. So that's very, very powerful. It's very, very bullish, in my opinion, not financial advice. But then you have that coming together with the smart contracts capability and a promise of a series of governance votes when it comes to Stronghold and StrongholdNet. That to me is one of the most exciting things that will happen in 2024 for Stronghold. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do like, share, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X. My X is x.com/CryptoBankerSHX, and I will see you on the next one.